Hello everybody, welcome to another Vintage Cube video. We have a medium pack to start, nothing super incredible, but there's definitely some good cards. I'm looking at Steam Vents, I'm looking at Marsh Flats, Miscalculation, and Lightning Bolt. Oh man, Steam Vents is, like, normally I would take a Fetch Land over a Shock Land, but Marsh Flats is definitely better than Steam Vents. Sorry, Steam Vents is in a much better color combination than Marsh Flats. Um, I think I will take the flats still. We're passing some good blue-red stuff. Yeah, let's take the Marsh Flats. Leading on a fetch land is always a good place to be. And I think we'll follow that up with the Rafine's Tower. We did just, like, Recurring Nightmare is really strong, and we just passed a good blue card, but there's always going to be good blue cards that you're passing. I think Scrubland is worse than Rafine's Tower here. I do like Mystic Confluence a lot, but I think just staying, like, starting out with really good mana for Esper is a good place to be. Recurring Nightmare is pretty linear. It's really good when you have the perfect deck for it, but you need a lot of things to go right to make this card good. I know LSV at least really likes Sheoldred. I've played with it a little bit and been extremely unimpressed with it. It's just like a clunky 4 mana creature that dies to removal, usually, in my experience. Maybe I'm just playing it wrong. I obviously it is good with draw sevens, which I don't pick as highly as he does, I guess, but I still just I think like it's fine. I would maybe you should take it over Recurring Nightmare, but I'm gonna take the really good fixing first. Oh, and that's why you do that. So you can play your third pick, Fractured Identity. That is a beautiful sight. We've passed Volcanic Island and Steam Vents now, so blue-red fixing will be tough to come by, but that's okay. We're solidly blue-white now, and maybe Esper. And then we'll see. We could maybe get a Mana Tithe on the wheel. Okay, interesting pick here. It's really between Caracas and Ponder, both of which are great. Caracas is interaction. That's very, very good against a lot of legends. It beats Channel Emrakul. It beats like Raphellos, Minsc and Boo. Good against Ragavan. But Ponder just gives so much consistency and helps us to find Fractured Identity, and I think that's where I want to be. I do love Caracas, but yeah, Ponder is just so good. I would take Caracas over like a card vantage spell there, like Moldrifter, but Ponder being just really, really cheap selection is something I value very highly. Okay, not the best pack ever, but we'll take a Marsh Flat or a Rogran Triome. Duretti is good if we do end up playing red, but I think this is red fixing, but I think we're taking this primarily just as a blue-white dual land. Okay, with that being said, there is Kolaghan's Command, which is interesting if we're playing 4 color. I think I like K Command a little bit better than Nahiri in this sort of deck. Yeah, we'll take this. A little sad to have just passed the Duretti, but really good card. Oh, wow. Well, there's Xander's Lounge, but I think I'm just taking Preordain here. These cantrips are so good. Yeah, Xander's Lounge would be a nice pickup, but we already do have 2 tapped lands. Yeah, let's just take the Preordain. Alright, so we could take Dreadbore if we are playing black, red, and blue, white. Or we could take Custodial Lich. I think I'll take the Dreadbore though. Keep the curve down, take the interactive spell. Wow, Steam Vents Wield. That's great. Yeah, we'll take this then. We can't find it with Marsh Flats, but we're set up to be a pretty interesting 4-color deck here if we can get a couple fetch lands. So we did pass Duretti, which is a little unfortunate. I would like Duretti to come around. There's also a couple pieces of fixing that we would like to wheel. And then beyond that, this is a sweet start to a deck. Very high power level, good fixing, good cantrips. We have no counter magic, which is something that I would like. And then, of course, powerful 3 to 5 mana planeswalkers would be helpful as well. I like Dreadbore a lot in this format. It's not often that I'm playing black red, but when you do play black red, it's just a clean 2 mana answer to so many problematic permanents. I'm recording in a new place that I haven't recorded before, and it sounds a little echoey to me, which does not bode well for how echoey it sounds to y'all. So hopefully that's not too bad. If it is, you can stop watching if you want. I probably will still upload it. But yeah, I will not be offended if you choose to skip this one. Okay, Daze, Lightning Helix, or Colonnade. Colonnade's kind of funny in the Dreadbore deck. Daze is really good, but oh man, it's close. Helix is also a reasonable consideration. I think I'm gonna err on the side of just taking more lands. Yeah, we have a lot of tapped lands, but having tons of fixing in these sorts of decks is really important. Okay, now it's Suspicious Stowaway versus Consecrated Sphinx, and I think I'll take the Sphinx here. Stowaway is decent, but well, it is pretty good. I think I'm still gonna take the Sphinx though. A little bit of good top end. Okay, Spellseeker or the Meathook Massacre. Double black is a little tough. I think I'm gonna take Spellseeker here. Nice, Duretti came around. That is great news. We'll take Metalworker and Orcish Lumberjack. Okay, sweet first pack. Wow. I mean, deal. We're gonna take the time. This is absurd. We're gonna take the time walk. Survive Triumph would be reasonable fixing, but like we already have the Spellseeker to find it. Time walk is just great. Obviously, we're not going to be wheeling either of these mocks in, which is too bad. Yeah, though, I think Time Walk is just better than Mox Ruby for us. That is quite a pack. Obviously, would have liked to have gotten the Mox to start pack 3 instead. Deck looks great, though. Hmm. Palace Jailer is kind of interesting, but Double White's a little tricky. I think we just want to take Glen Elendra here. Yeah, let's take the Glen. Vindicate's decent. That's what we're hoping to wheel. But we'll take this first. And now we see Tezzeret, but we're not really a Tez deck. There's Probe, Knight's Whisper, Shark Typhoon, March of Otherworldly Light. I think, I think I like taking the Knight's Whisper here, actually. There's no other black cards in this pack, really, so there's almost no chance this wheels. And we don't have that much in the way of actual card advantage right now. I mean, we have Consecrated Sphinx, but that's a bit expensive. Yeah, I'll take the Knight's Whisper. Right, good pack for us here. There's Duress, Thirst for Discovery, some fixing, Teferi. I think Underground River is potentially the correct pick, but unofficial rule in the stream, if you're deciding between another card and Daddy Tef, you gotta take the hero. Yeah, we're gonna take this over the Underground River. It would be like if that was a fetch land or a watery grave, it'd probably be too good to take even over Teferi, but like a mediocre land versus the hero of Dominaria, we're going with Teferi. Now we see a Grist that I would love to be able to play, but dipping into a third color is a little dicey. Spar's Headquarters is not the best land for us. We're not playing green. We could go 5 color, but we don't have that many fetch lands. I think we just want to take Elspeth Conquers Death here, which is a pretty good pickup. Having a bit of exile-based removal can go a long way. Okay, now we see a Zagoth Triome if we wanted to splash green, but again, I think that's not where we want to be. Let's just take the Burst Lightning here. Get a little more cheap removal. I'll note though that the fixing has not come as long as I was hoping it would this pack. We're definitely looking for more fetch lands in particular. There's Overgrown Tomb. We're seeing a lot of green fixing now. I think it's between Bone Crusher Giant and the Scarab God. This isn't really an Urza deck. I think I'd rather actually take the Bone Crusher Giant here to keep the curve down. We already have a lot of good top end. Yeah, I'll take the Bone Crusher over Scarab God. Close pick. Alright, easy Mana Leak here. Wall of Omens and Ravenous Chupacabra are great, but Mana Leak is elite. Now we do wheel the Savai Triome. That's pretty nice. I think I like that better than Queller here. Yeah, let's fix up the mana a bit. 4 tapped lands is a lot. Hopefully we don't get too many more. Soul Herder is not really what this deck wants. I'll take Kitchen Finks for the board. Okay, we'll take a Tezzeret. No, we won't take a Tezzeret. That's just, there's no way we play that. I guess I'll take Copperline Gorge. Um, no, I'll take Elish Norn for the board. Yeah. Pest Infestation, okay. Alright, so 16 spells that we're really excited about playing. That's a good place to be. Take the Iconoclast here, I guess, which may make the cut. And then last pick Urza, wow. Alright, pretty easy Flooded Strand here, that's great. Remand is what I would take otherwise. I love Remand. Lingering Souls would be playable here. Ancestral Vision could be good. But yeah, just easy Flooded Strand that can get untapped blue, red, or white, and it can get tapped black as well. So very, very easy pick, and very, very happy to see that. Now we see Breeding Pool, if we wanted to play green. There's Narset, which we could have paired with that Shieldred we didn't take. Expressive Iteration and Force of Will. I love Expressive Iteration. I think it's between, and then there's Mind Twist too, but I don't think this is a good Mind Twist deck. We have no fast mana. Um, Iteration is so good, and we can find it off the Spellseeker, but we already have Night's Whisper. Yeah, I think Force of Will is the right pick here. It's just such good insulation against broken stuff. Yeah, close pick, but let's take the Force. And now we can take... Golos is kind of interesting. I think we should just take the Blood Crypt, though. Yeah, fix our mana up a bit. Venser, Time Warp are both fine. Like Tinker, not a Tinker deck, but if Golos wheels, I'll be happy. We could probably or we do have some green lands that we could play, but we don't really need another grindy 5-drop as much as we need better fixing. Okay, wow, great pick, Pack Force here. Toxic Deluge is excellent for sweeping the board against creature decks. There's also Jace and Elspeth as good planeswalkers, and we can also cast both halves of Valky. I don't think I'm going to take Elspeth or Valky or Dig, so it's going to be between Jace and Deluge. How good is our removal right now? Medium. Let's see. This is also a good Dig Through Time deck. I'm going to take the Toxic Deluge here. Close pick, but Deluge is really good. We have no sweepers. Our removal is a little bit light. I mean, we have some removal, but for this controlling of a deck, I think we want more. Okay, now I'll take Dak Faden. Great pickup. Mizium Mortars is good. Factor Fiction is good. But yeah, I think Dak Faden is a bit better. Now we see Spell Pierce versus Seachrome Coast. This is almost definitely a 17 land deck, so we need 9 more lands, which means we need 4 more spells. Spell Pierce is a really good one, but so is Seachrome Coast. I think I'm actually going to take the Fixing here over the Spell Pierce. It's a little greedy. No, let's take the Coast. I love Spell Pierce, but I really, really want to be able to cast my spells. Now consider Azorius Signet of Treachery. Pretty easy Treachery here. It looks like it makes the curve worse to just load up on 5s, but Treachery is great with other 5-drops. Okay, there's a Tropical Island if we want to play Golos. Shriekmaw is pretty good. Brain Geyser is fine. I think I'm just taking Silent Clearing, though. Just going to really prioritize having near perfect mana if possible. Okay, nice. A couple good blue cards wheeled. There's also the Savannah, but let's just take Ancestral Vision here. Nice. Expressive Iteration wheeling is a thing of beauty. Balance is okay in this deck, but we don't have any artifacts. We'll take this. Now we do see the Golos or Inspiring Vantage, but I think here I will take the Golos now. We have 1 Copperline Gorge we can play, so we have all our colors. Yeah. Nice, Elspeth and Dig Through Time. I think I'd rather have Elspeth here, because we already have a lot of card selection, although Dig Through Time does use the graveyard, which we don't do otherwise yet. Okay, what do we cut here? This deck looks really sweet. I guess I'll take Swift Spear. Nurturing Peatland, yeah, I think we play that. And last pick Char, alright. So we need to make one cut here. I have no idea what we should cut. Every single card in this deck looks sweet. Um, hmm. We could move Deluge to the board. There's so many creatures in this format. We could cut, maybe we cut Consecrated Sphinx. It is a blue card for force, but I don't have too much expensive stuff. Alright, yeah, this is fine. Then, wait, just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. Let's sort by color. So heaviest on the blue. We have 13 blue cards, 7 red, 13, 7, 4, 5. So we're um, base blue, of course, then red, and then black and white. So, how would this look? For blue, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I would like one more, but 9 is okay. We don't have that much double blue. For red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That seems fine. For black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's probably more than we need. So right now we're adding an island. And then for white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We do have a couple double white cards, so I like staying with 8 there. All right, this deck looks sweet. Playing some 4-color control. We have a great main deck and then also good cards on the board. See you in round 1. All right, here we are for round 1 against Yosarian22. We're on the play, which is great and a good hand. We only have 2 islands, so our black-red card and our double white card are looking a little awkward, but we have Ancestral Vision on 1, which is our best start. We also have Time Walk, which pairs well with the Ancestral. The best draw would be Savai Triome or a fetch land here. Toxic Deluge. Okay, I'm not going to play this Time Walk here. Definitely hoping to draw some lands. We're playing against Bent, huh? What we don't want to see is Teferi. Okay, great draw. Still going to hold off on the Time Walk here. We'll just represent Counterspell. Don't play Teferi. Dak Faden. Okay. Oh, man. I'm so scared of Teferi here. I think I'm going to play Dak. And I kind of want it to be countered. Like, it's not that great here. We like our hand. I'd much rather... Oh, Mana Drain. Well, that's worse. Um, this is a key turn of the game. The fact that we have Dreadbore in our hand insulates us against a lot of the scary stuff they could do. They could just Mind Twist our hand and then we lose. They're making green mana. Hardcast Shark Typhoon. Okay, that's pretty beatable. We have Elspeth Conquers Death to deal with it. So let's draw. Excuse me, a little bit of a cold. Let's start with Time Walk. Then we'll Ponder. I don't think I'm that interested in a couple burn spells. Pass back, and then we can go Flooded Strand and Elspeth Conquers Death. I think we have 1 plains. Yeah, only 1 untapped white source, but that's enough. Take out your Shark Typhoon. Dead to days. I mean, not dead to days, but it would be bad. Force of Will making a 5/5 Shark. Fair enough. I don't hate this position, though. We have a lot of good ways to clear up the Sharks. Corrosive Portal. Okay, I think we just play Elspeth and Minus to kill both of the Sharks. They do have the Portal in play, which is not great. The other option would be to Treachery steal one of them, but I think getting the Elspeth down is better. And then next turn, if they make multiple Sharks, we can Deluge into Golos. Actually, no, we're 1 mana short of that. Alright, Homage. So we can Golos for a green source and then start spinning next turn if they don't answer it. Seems like a pretty good position for us. Demonic Tutor. That's a little scary. What we don't want to see is Fractured Identity. A 2/2 Shark is also a little annoying because it does kill the Elspeth in the air next turn. But I don't want to use a Dreadbore or a Treachery on it. I think I will still just use the Treachery though. I really want to keep the Elspeth around for at least a little bit. And we'll play Golos. Grab a Greenland. Plus here, played Seagram Coast and pass. And now we're very ahead on board. They have to answer the Golos, they have to answer the Elspeth, they have to answer the Go Wide token plan. But they are still drawing 2 cards a turn and making Sharks every turn. Colonnade is also a real card here. I guess if the alternative is a fake card, it's clearly a real card, but it's a real threat, a real impact on the game. Okay, they do have the Fractured Identity. That's bad, of course. We have Dreadbore to kill the Elspeth. Oust the Golos, okay. So... definitely need to do this. I'm going to hold off on the Toxie Deluge for a little bit. Let's just cycle. So we draw the Golos first, and then cycle again. And if we hit a land drop, we can... okay, no land drop, that's fine. We'll just pass. Now, yeah, I mean, I think we are behind now. The Shark Typhoon is going to give them a lot of value in the long game. But we do have Golos, we have Colonnade. It's not over. We just need them to flood a little bit. But the problem is that they're unlikely to flood if they have this Coercive Portal going. I think I'll chump here. If our opponents play Deluge for 5 or more, we need to keep our life total up a bit. Alright, jam the Golos. Mystic Confluence would be pretty rough here. This is the mirror match, just Esper versus Esper. We have our own Fractured Identity too. Hopefully we can find that. Okay, that's worst case scenario. We could crack this. We could crack the nurturing peat land to dig for a land for force, but then we're just basically dead if we don't find the blue card. So let's just let this happen and then play the deluge, and then die shortly thereafter. Yeah, the key point was when they were able to mana drain into hardcast Shark Typhoon, and then they had Force of Will for our Fractured Identity. So now our hope is to just like, well, what I mean, yeah, we would just need to hit them with a couple times with a colonnade and then burn them out with Burst Lightning, or top deck Force of Will, I guess, or sorry, Fractured Identity. Mentor into Teferi, pretty good. We can kill the Mentor, but that Teferi will be a big problem. Ooh, that Teferi's a good one. So let's start by casting Teferi. Tap like this in case we find Stomp, which would probably be our best draw, because then we can likely untap with Teferi. Alright, not looking good here because if they have any instant or sorcery, they can or any non-creature spell, they can kill our Teferi with the Monk. But we'll pass. Probably gonna have to settle this in games 2 and 3. Should be an interesting matchup though. Our decks are very similar. Mana Drain is a good way to break parity, so we need to play around that to the extent that we can. I'll bring in Consecrated Sphinx for this matchup. No way. They don't kill the Teferi? Okay, our hand being bricked by their Teferi is annoying. Kolagon's Command, okay. So it's plus. Ready, interesting. Let's go Kolagon's Command to kill the portal and bring back Golos, I think. We're gonna do a lot of stuff here, but if they just have like only lands in hand, we can win. Actually, do we even want to do anything here? Maybe we just hold up Colonnade block. Yeah, I think that's actually better. Which makes me kind of wish that we had killed the Monk instead of bringing back Golos, but I do think that like playing our own things is important here. So plus again, I'm glad they plus before anything else because now they can't bounce our Colonnade post combat. Bummer. Okay. So they do take out the Teferi. Still not dead in case we can find the Fractured Identity. But we don't have that much action left in our deck. Okay, I think we can scoop him up here. Yeah, I don't really see a way we can win from this position. Alright, so playing against Esper. Consecrated Sphinx is good top end. Toxic Deluge is okay, but it's only good against Hardcast Shark Typhoon, which I don't think is that likely. Um, Treachery is a little bit weak against like their little Teferi, but I think we still just run it back like this. It's going to be a game of haymakers. We're both going to be slamming huge threats, and we're hoping that our huge threats will be able to get the job done. I don't mind Third Path Iconoclast here either, but I think I like all the other cards a little bit more. Yeah. On the draw, maybe we bring in the Iconoclast over Sphinx just to keep the curve down. Teferi's also, or Ancestral Vision is a bit of a liability against their Teferi, but I think we're just gonna hope to be able to navigate around that. I mean, we have counters for their Teferi. We can also kill it with Dreadbore. We could confuse the timing of the Ancestral Vision by using Time Walk to cast it a turn earlier than expected. Lots of stuff like that. I think we should be good at these sort of Slam Haymaker matchups. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand on the strength of Ponder. Really hoping to find another land. We get 5 looks by our second turn. Okay, 1 plains. I think that's not good enough. An island or a mountain I would take because it would give us iteration, but this doesn't do it. Okay. Unfortunate to not find any blue or red lands in all of those cards. Okay, good draw. We could just play Time Walk now. Honestly, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to play Time Walk into Expressive Iteration, try and get out ahead. If we find a land, I'll play Spellseeker. Well, I'm tempted to play Spellseeker if we find the land. We don't, so we'll Iteration. We get 3 new looks, 15 hits. Nice. Let's go Whisper in the hand, Island on the bottom, exile Flooded Strand, and play Flooded Strand to pass. And then which land do we want to get here? I think we'll get Jeskai. Okay, let's start with a Night's Whisper. They might have Mana Drain. If they have Mana Drain, the Night's Whisper, that's not the end of the world. Okay, now we're digging through our deck so much, just trying to hit lands, but we've gotten 2 2-for-1s. Okay, I think these are both good. Colonnade go. We've cast 5 spells that are just like doing nothing to impact the board, but at the end result we're up a land and 2 cards in hand, so that's good. I'm just gonna jam the Golos here. Well, Golos or Spellseeker. If they have Mana Drain, it's pretty awkward. I guess I'll play Duretti, actually. So they do have the Mana Drain. We'll pass, representing counter magic. If they hardcast Shark Typhoon again, first of all, bold play by them, just jamming it into our 2 open mana. But it would be really bad for us, certainly. Best case scenario for us would be some sort of big creature like Consecrated Sphinx. Demonic Tutor, okay. They have 5 mana left over. They already did play land, so they can't play Land Typhoon. We have Dak to deal with any artifact, Treachery to deal with any creature, and Dreadbore to deal with any planeswalker. So we're pretty well insulated against everything other than enchantments, which is why it's too bad that we lost to an enchantment in game 1. Okay, Demir Signet's not too scary. Towards the portal, great news. So we're just gonna try and steal that with Dak. Nice, this works. Steal your portal. Play this tapped and pass. Caracas bounces Golos. Looks like a fractured identity. Okay, they take the Dak back. Then they take the Dak, then they take the portal back. We'll just fire off Burst Lightning end of turn. How did my life total get so low? I guess like Night's Whisper plus fetching and shocking. Okay, let's play Golos. We drew a green source there. Um, I guess I'll get a land that we can sacrifice down the road in case we flood. So Peatland, Gorge, pass. Now if they just bounce Golos with Caracas, then we can just replay again. That's not a great exchange for us. We're just like spending 5 mana to ramp a land, but eventually we could get to the point where we can Golos and spin in the same turn. And also just taking all the lands out of our deck will eventually mean we draw all our action. We do have a lot of action. I mean, we have a lot of ways to spin our wheels, which means we have a little bit less in the way of just like pure win conditions, but we still have a lot of win conditions. Baleful Strix is annoying. That blocks Colonnade really well in particular. We're just losing to Fractured Identity in both of these games. We have our own, of course. If we can find our own, then I think we're in good shape. But if they have the Fractured Identity advantage, it's bad for us. Okay, Teferi bounce Golos, not too bad. Just jam that. We should be able to draw at least 2 cards off of this. I'm not going to Dreadbore this Baleful Strix here. So if we do just get to draw 4 cards from the portal and their draw step, then we're going to be in great shape. If they vote for Carnage, I think I will also vote for Carnage, though. All right, we're Homage boys here. It's fine with me. We get to draw at least 2 cards. That's good. And then we'll probably get to draw 4. But then they'll deal with it on their main phase. Nice. Glenn is a pretty good one. Winds of Abandon. Little bad, but I mean, we kind of knew that was coming. I don't think we ever need like that many reds, so I'll just grab another island. Jace Friends Prodigy. They have Caracas up to protect that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What can we grab with our Spellseeker? We've gone through a lot of our hits already. We actually have nothing left. That's too bad. We've already gone through Ponder and Preordain, Night's Whisper, Iteration, Time Walk, Burst Light. Yeah, we've gone through everything. Okay, so It's kind of tempting to just go for Colonnade Swing, actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that and try and take out their Teferi. Instant speed oust. That is pretty brutal. Then we play Glenn, but now they're just gonna flip their. Well, maybe this is actually wrong. We could have also just played Dreadbore on the Jace. That feels so weak, but I think that might have actually been the better line. Because the problem is now they can just go Jace, Flashback, Fractured Identity. Man, Fractured Identity is so brutal. That was one of our first picks, and we've gone through most of our deck both games, but not found it yet. So we could still win if we find Elspeth. Bone Crusher Giant would also be decent. They are going for Fractured, of course. Luckily, it's a token, so it doesn't actually persist back. Although it also does not persist back to us. Take one. Okay. Um. So I'll just go Dreadboard the Glen, land Jace, or land Elspeth. And then we hope that this Elspeth can solo the game. Or Elspeth combined with the Fractured Identity we draw into eventually. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll have 11, so we're still a little short of being able to go Golos plus activate in the same turn. But I think I'm not going to crack the Peat land and just keep lots of lands in play to have that as a threat. So the question is, do we send the soldiers at Teferi or at Jace? I think I'm going to send them at Teferi because I want them to at least have to lose their Planeswalker if they're going to minus it. They could have Shark Typhoon, of course. They're going for a click here. Click plus Caracas is annoying, of course. Yeah, that Caracas is actually putting in a lot of work. There's the Fractured Identity. That's a good one. So, let's start by sending both of these at Jace. They could have Hardcast Force of Will. Wait, they took Mana Leak when they have Teferi in play? That's strange. So yeah, we'll start by sending these two soldiers at Jace. And any trades that they do are fine. Also, hitting Jace down to 1 is fine. Now we'll attempt the fractured identity. Ooh, interesting. If they have Mystic Confluence, I'm just gonna lose to Mystic Like, we could play Island to have to pay twice for Mystic Confluence, but I think we lose if this fracture. Well, huh. Like, I want to get this Colonnade into play pretty badly. That begrudgingly. Hopefully it's Force of Will, not Mystic Confluence. Okay, we did play around it accurately. They have to just use this as a counterspell, but it does work as a counterspell. Then we play Golos. So what action do we have left in our deck? I mean, we have some action left. We have another land, plus this and pass, and then they can use. Oh no, they can't overload anything. Yeah, they can't overload Winds of Abandon because they don't have enough to flashback with Jace. What we'll need to do is they're gonna kill this Elspeth eventually. Then we need to find Elspeth Conquers Death to bring it back. That's kind of flavorful. Our set, okay. Narset grabbing Force of Will, good to know about. We can spin Golos here. We can also kill a couple of their planeswalkers. There's the Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay, so let's start by going to combat. Go Teferi, Jace. Wait, this one's Jace, Teferi. They could have Shark Typhoon, of course. Jace. I think I'm gonna send 3 at Jace. 1 at Teferi and then 1 at Narset. They can bounce the Golos with Caracas if they want to, and I think I will spin it in response. We still have enough mana for Elspeth Conquers Death. And I'm just gonna, I don't care about the Marsh Flats. Oh, excuse me. But we can Kolaghan's Command to kill the Click, which now doesn't have any protection. So let's cast this to... We don't have any creatures in our graveyard somehow. We don't want to make them discard a card. So destroy target artifact, 2 damage to any target. We'll destroy Portal and deal 2 damage to Click. And then, do we want to jam the Elspeth Conquers Death on Narset? They're holding Force of Will, which we can counter. So yeah, let's do this. Plus, put Colonnade into play and pass. And we're kind of doing it. I mean, we have a lot of tokens that they have to deal with. Winds of Abandon is gone. There's a preordained, but most of the scariest things we've seen from their deck we've dealt with. Wow, I can't believe we won that game. Kind of sweet. All right, so 1-1, going to game 3. We definitely don't want Elshnorn against Caracas. Do we want Third Path Iconoclast? Maybe. Um, cut here. I think I'm gonna cut Treachery. It seems pretty bad. It's bad against Caracas, bad against Teferi. It's like good against a huge shark, but yeah, I think that's just a little too narrow. Pest Infestation is kind of interesting, but our green fixing is terrible. We only have 2 lands. We don't have any fetchables. Yeah, let's just run it like this. Okay, solid hand. We have all our colors. No blue card for Force, but their deck isn't really the kind of thing. They're not like doing unfair stuff and cheating anything into play. So Force of Will should be able to line up with a Fractured Identity on turn 9 or something. I think I'm actually going to grab Jeskai with this. Just to have blue mana available next turn if we want it. We could top deck like Ancestral Vision. Yeah, definitely Jeskai. We have plenty of black mana. Both games, they've sort of taken the initiative with mana drain, so we're going to try to stop that if possible. Alright. Narset's annoying. It might be a solid 3 for 1, but don't have a counter for it. They take Fractured Identity, brutal. Um, I'm just going to fire off Time Walk, actually, given that we drew Iteration. Yeah, just try and pull ahead on board a little bit. So play the Iteration. Ponder in hand. Island on the bottom, exile Steam Vents, and play Steam Vents. So this does shut down the Preordain. I think I'm just going to pass. Well, So we have a few options. We could Burst Lightning this so they can't minus it again. And then just use Force of Will, use Preordain with Force of Will. I think that's actually worth it. I'd like to stop them from minusing this again if possible. And then if they play a permanent, we have Elspeth Conquers Death. Although I kind of want to wait until we have a Planeswalker in the graveyard before we do that. They just pass, alright. So let's play... I guess, yeah, we'll play Island and hold up Hardcast Force. Now they're representing Mystic Confluence. Definitely just gonna keep on playing Drago for a bit. Um, I'll Hardcast Force of Will here. If they mana drain back, it's great for us because we get to stick Elspeth Conquers Death or Elspeth. Okay, we just make that exchange, sure. Dak Faden gets shut down pretty well by the Narset. Man, if knowing that we're drawing that, I wish we had just let this thing resolve. I think I'm just gonna play Land Go again. They're really representing mana drain. I don't want to play Elspeth Conquers Death on this Narset, and I don't want to play Elspeth without having Mana Leak up. Tap one more land. Elspeth. Okay. This is fine, actually. Now, if we draw land, we can play our own Elspeth. Dreadbore. I think that's actually better. Let's just Dreadbore the Narset. Because again, I want to wait until we have a creature or planeswalker in the graveyard before we play Elspeth Conquers Death. Baleful Strix, kind of annoying. We can steal that with Dak Faden. In fact, I might just do that, assuming they just pass or hit for one pass. Like Dak just does not look good against the Narset. It does look good against the Corsive Portal, but that's gone. Okay, we're getting to a point where this Narset is a real problem. So we're kind of hoping to kill the Narset with a Baleful Strix. Alright, I will mana leak this. And then we could trade Soldier for Strix and keep the Dak around. But again, Dak just doesn't do anything against the Narset. They oust the Strix, that's annoying. They're down to 2 cards, so I think I'm just gonna hope that they don't have mana drain here. Third Path Iconoclast, interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So now I'm gonna play Iconoclast into Elspeth Conquers Death. If they counter the Elspeth Conquers Death, it's fine. It does resolve. They have Fractured Identity, but Fractured Identity doesn't do anything here. And now we have unlocked our cantrip, so we can find some more action. Potentially our own Fractured Identity. And cantrip into cantrip goes pretty wide with the Third Path Iconoclast. Okay, they Vindicate the Iconoclast and pass. So let's start with Ponder. And then we'll take one that we like, shuffle, and then we can preordain. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Time could definitely be a relevant thing this game too. I don't think we need Rafine's Tower really, so let's grab an island. No, we'll grab a plains. Preordain. I don't think I want Ancestral Vision at this point, but I'll take Kolgon's command. We'll attack for 1. Then red, black, red, white, Duretti. So their last card is Fractured Identity. So I think I'm just gonna hit that now. Make them discard the Fractured Identity and bring back Third Path Iconoclast. And then they're gonna top deck Baleful Strix, which cantrips, but then we can kill the Strix with Duretti. Oh, they concede. All right. So this is kind of, we should have just hit them for 2 actually, because we were gonna bring back the Duretti with Elspeth Conquers, or the Iconoclast with Elspeth Conquers Death anyway. Oh wait, no, we could bring back Dak. All right, wow, grind of a first round, but we are up a game, or a match. We're 1-0. See you in round 2. All right, here we are for round 2. We're on the draw, unfortunately, with a kind of funny hand. I'm gonna keep it. We have all 5 colors. We have some expensive planeswalkers and a cantrip. Seems good enough. Depending on what they do, we'll preordain on turn 1 or not. We don't know exactly what they're doing, so I'm going to hold off for now. They could be doing reanimator things, in which case we'll need to dig for some answers early. Valky. Okay, that's not too threatening. Spell Seeker, pretty good. I think I will preordain here. Try and find some interaction. Burst Lightning. I think that's worth keeping here. And then we'll pass. And do we want to just kill this Valky? I don't think so. I think our plan is to block it with Spellseeker. I'm hoping they play another threat that we want to kill. Mayhem Devil. Okay. I think I'm still just going to let this all happen, not use the Burst Lightning. If the Burst Lightning was a bolt, of course, that would be better. Okay, given that draw, we're just going to pass. We took 2 damage unnecessarily now, but I'm just going to Burst Lightning the Valky and hold up Mana Leak. We can take 3 and then get the Spellseeker into play a bit later. The risky thing about playing Spellseeker is if they have any way to trigger the Devil, then they can kill our Spellseeker and hit us for 5, which I don't think we want. Like a fetch land would do that. They just pass. I think I will fire up the Ponder here. Good draws. I think we just want all of these. So we're just going to pass with Leak Up. If they still do nothing, we'll play Teferi and leak, hold up Leak again. Okay, Blood Artist just doesn't do much. I think we can afford to let this resolve. Our life total is getting a little low, and we don't have any life gain. But still, I think this seems fine. It's Teferi plus. This is such a classic play. Teferi plus, untap 2 lands, hold up Mana Leak, can't lose. This is getting leaked. I don't even know what it is, but it's definitely getting leaked. Yeah. And now they'll need to decide if they want to go at our face or at Teferi. I kind of want them to go at Teferi, weirdly. I think we'll win either way. Unless, yeah, because the thing is, they would go at our face if they're holding lots of burn. This indicates that they are not. So now we're just going to go Spellseeker for Time Walk. Cast Time Walk. Land, and then we don't need to untap lands. We get to play Teferi, plus again. Or plus Teferi again. Treachery is a great draw. Let's steal this thing. I don't want to actually play the Elspeth yet because that could get a little dicey with Blood Artist. Let's just go land, sack, kill Blood. Oh wait, I forgot we can just we kill the Blood Artist first. I still think I would rather play Glenn first though, just to insulate ourselves against any shenanigans. Grab the planes. We'll go black, red, whatever. Ready. Yeah, this is completely over. Duretti into Glen, then we untap 2 lands so we can use Glen. And then we'll hit for 1 just because we can, and we'll go to game 2. I love this deck. It's so good. Time Walk, Fractured Identity, Perfect Mana, all these powerful Planeswalkers, the cantrips to have tons of consistency. The Meat Hook Massacre. Good thing we have Glen, and we even get to ping them for 1. So black-red mid-range should be our best matchup by a lot. I'm not afraid at all of a grindy game, so I'm gonna assume they're gonna have something more aggressive for game two. Um, kind of want to like bring in Iconoclast or Urza to keep the curve down. Kitchen Finks also looks kind of good, but it is a little tough on the mana. Honestly, though, I think it's quite good. Um, we could cut. Don't want to cut Force of Will. I think Treachery's good. Could cut Golos. Could cut Knight's Whisper on the draw, but I think it's looks pretty good. Could cut Ancestral. I think I'm going to cut Ancestral. It's a little slow, and I'm not too worried about getting out grinded. I'm more worried about just like getting out, like having them beat down. Yeah, I think this is how we want to run it. And we have, I think, 10 sources for Kitchen Finks, because we can also use our 2 random green lands. Okay, good hand here. We have a cheap removal spell and a cantrip. We don't have any white mana, but we have plenty of time. Yeah, I'm just going to play Mountain and hold up Burst Lightning here. I'd love to see like a Dark Confidant or a Doubt the Voidwalker or something here. Phyrexian Tower, wow. Dar, I think I'm just going to Burst Lightning that immediately. Not let them get a 2-2 with Decayed. This card works well with Phyrexian Tower, so we'll break up that synergy. And then do we want to... Ooh, good draw. I think I will preordain here. It'd be nice to find like a Duretti or something for next turn. I think I'm going to bottom both of these. Like Fractured Identity is great, but I want... like I don't want to keep a white card when we already don't have any white lands. Dak is a good draw. Bonelock Courier, that's awesome that they played an artifact for us to steal. We can try to steal it, and then they'll sacrifice it in response, and that's fine. Valky. Okay, so now I think I'm just going to play Deluge instead. It's kind of close, but... Like, just Dak, steal this, they kill the Dak. That seems kind of weak. Yeah. We'll just take our clean 2 for 1 while we have it. Pass back. Drawing Flood Strand isn't bad. Next turn we can play Dak, or probably Glenn, actually. We'll see what they do. Taiga, interesting land to see. Blood Artist. And then Karzev, alright. So I think I will actually play the Dak here. They can't kill it. At least they can't kill it on board. Okay, let's discard. I think Steam Vents Island. No, Steam Vents Ponder. Yeah, all the other cards are a little bit better, I think. Then we'll play this and grab probably Jeskai Triome. I don't think we need another black. Actually, we could grab Esper, because we definitely don't need another red. Then we can go like, if we draw a white source, we have Elspeth Conqueror's Death available, although I probably don't want to cast it. That's annoying. Treachery is probably our best card here. They're down to 1 card, though. They do take the Treachery, good call. And what's their last card? Mayhem Devil. Okay, so definitely need to sacrifice this in response. Grab Rafine's Tower. And then they can hit our Dak fading down to 1. So we want to find a way to deal with Mayhem Devil. Fractured Identity would be the best draw. We get 3 looks. Time Walk. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Then we get to play Elspeth Conquers Death to take out the Mayhem Devil if we want to. Um, let's loot it. Well, I actually don't even know if I want to loot here. My hand is great. Yeah, I think I'd rather just play Golos. And then do we want to loot to make them mill too? I don't think so. Let's grab Colonnade. We don't have green mana, but I'm not really... there's an argument to getting green mana, but I think I'd rather just put mana into Colonnade here and impact the board. As always in this matchup, I'm more worried about the board and my life total than I am about maximizing value in the long game. So we'll block here. They are going to... I think this creature will die, so they'll get a Blood Artist trigger, but I'd rather... Oh, they sacrifice it. Okay. Good play, good play. So we lose the deck, but then we can just play Elspeth Conquers Death. Yeah, that Blood Artist actually could be a problem now. They're dealing 2 damage every time they get one of these triggers. We're going to take out the Mayhem Devil, but still. We'll need to deal with the Blood Artist eventually. Cool synergies. I've never seen this sort of build in Vintage Cube. So we'll pass. It's not a racing situation. We need to deal with this Kari Zev combo soon. We have Glenn, though, to deal with it. And we also have live top decks. So we're going to take 2, which is fine. Good draw. Do we want to play Glenn or Spellseeker? I think I'm gonna Spellseeker for iteration. No, let's Glenn first. Yeah, I think it's probably safer to just Glenn first. And then pass, but now we can double block the Zarikav and stop that from continuing these shenanigans. And then next turn we can Spellseeker for iteration with Glenn available. Yeah, this is definitely a safer line. Turn we get to bring back Dak Faden with 4 loyalty, which isn't even that good, but it does prevent some degree of mana flood in the long game. And this isn't in some matchups. I'm really worried about Dak Faden looting away all your win conditions and then just milling yourself. But in this matchup, I think we should be fine on that front. Red Elemental Blast. Okay. So now if they attack with Zarikav and we double block, they get to kill our Glen. But I think that's fine. So we take 2 from the Ragavan, 2 from the 2 creatures dying, and then 1 from them sacking the Ragavan. So we are taking 5 here. But then I don't. There's not like a clear path for them to deal more. So go down to 7, then down to 6, assuming they correctly sacrifice the Ragavan with a Phyrexian Tower, which they do. And if we were top decking, I'd be pretty worried here. But given that we're about to Spellseeker and get to look at 4 new cards at least, actually even more. Oh, we also get to bring back Glenn. Yeah, this is looking fine. Grab iteration, play iteration, identity in the hand. I think I'm just gonna take the Savai Triome, honestly. Guess I'll start beating down. We do need to close this game before they can just burn us out. Okay, do we fire off the Fractured Identity on the Blood Artist? I think I actually. Well, no, they can just sack it to Phyrexian Tower. I'm very apprehensive about paying life to Night's Whisper, though, so I think I'm just going to get aggressive. Try and close the game out. Let's leave up double blue. And then we're swinging in for 11, so this is actually a really quick clock. And we die to hasty creatures off the top, like a Glorybringer would not kill us. Or yeah, a Glorybringer would win. Um, but we have any non-creature spell locked down, and they have 1 draw. Next turn they can chump block with Blood Artist. Yeah, it really just comes down to their top deck, and if they have a dragon of some sort. I love this deck. This is my favorite kind of deck. Just like lots of powerful gold cards, lots of cool interaction, a really snazzy mana base with value lands, like cantrips to give you lots of decision points. This is how Magic was meant to be played. Opponent's deep in thought over there. They may have a really good non. I mean, they could be holding like Fiery Confluence or some sort of really good burn spell, and they're deciding how they can play around us, play around the Glen. If they have an instant speed burn spell, of course they want to use it on our turn so that the Glen doesn't get to deal damage. When they're at 10, we have lots of other attackers. Then that sort of chip damage is very relevant. Also worth noting, I'm very happy we got the Colonnade over the green source here. We could have set up for a really long game and started to spin Golos, but as you can see here, like, just pressuring their life total is better. Especially when our life total is so low and their deck that has access to a lot of potential burn. Okay, no play. Get to untap. There's the green source. Enemy Colonnade. Swing on in for lethal. Swift End. So, yeah, I think it's worth it to counter this. They get to drain us for 1. And then there's 8 damage coming in, so they could afford to take it all. They do. We'll get our tap line down. Definitely not playing Knight's Whisper here. We're just gonna pass. The same sorts of cards kill us here. Dragons. But they don't have a dragon. Alright, sweet. 2-0, fighting for that trophy. See you in the finals. Alright, here we are for round 3 for the finals against Brantiano. We're on the play, and we have a great hand. We'll keep no black or white mana, but leading on Ancestral Vision is good enough to keep most hands on its own, and especially when you have Ponder to dig. If they're playing an aggressive deck, we are dealing 4 points of damage to ourselves with our opening hand. I think what we want is our opponent to just be playing some sort of like blue-red control. I think we can outgrind most control decks. I guess what we really want is our opponent to be playing like mono white control, but I don't think we're gonna get that lucky. Lotus Bloom. Okay, Storm is not really what we want to be playing. We don't have that much counter magic. I'm just gonna take a lot of damage here and be okay with that against Storm. I mean, it does mean if they're playing Tendrils, they need less copies to win, but this is much more mana efficient. Drawing Force of Will is nice. And if they play Jace or Baral or some dorky creature, that'd be great. Oh, Urza Saga. Interesting. Okay. So now the question is, do we want to play Ponder, which means we no longer have Force of Will available? I think the answer is yes. We want to be able to pressure them to some extent. Remand. Okay, that is fine. That's actually a huge misplay. They definitely should have saved that for Ancestral Vision. So if their plan is just to make Saga tokens, it's fine. We have Stomp to kill them. Oh, nice. I think I will Ponder again here. I think they're just going to be using Saga this turn. Um, yeah, these seem good. Let's draw the Glen so we have Force of Will available if we need it. Do we think we're going to need an untapped... Well, yeah, we're going to be drawing all of these cards next turn either way. So let's just go top, top, top. No shuffle. Land. Pass. So before they do this, I'm just going to stomp their thing. They can make it a 2-2, of course, but that would not do the trick. And now, if it wasn't for the Ancestral Vision coming off, I'd be a little worried. But with the AV, I think we're fine. So they make another dude, presumably. And then we're going to Burst Lightning it before it becomes a 3-3. So they get a 3-for-1 out of Urza Saga. Well, like a 2.5 for 1, because they're going to get a Mox, and they're going to get... And then they trade it with Burst Lightning. But they also put a lot of mana into it, and we get a 3-for-1 off of... Oh, wait, we shouldn't have 6 here. We have Force of Will. We get a 3-for-1 off of Ancestral. We get a 2-for-1 off of the other thing. Okay, Candelabra's kind of cute with Urza Saga. Oh! Okay. I'm glad we killed these Urza Sagas tokens before they became big. They can use Candelabra to untap the Tolarian Academy and then have 5 plus 3. They'd have 8 mana. I would really prefer not to need to use this Force of Will, but it's ready if we need it. Narset. Yeah, definitely need to counter that, unfortunately. And if they counter back, we basically just lose, but luckily they don't have it. So now we're drawing 2 lands, which isn't great. But if we find a second white source, we can play Elspeth in 2 turns, which should be pretty good. Nice. Excuse me. All right. How do we want to do this? Let's start with Dak Faden, I think, instead of Kolagun's command. And do we steal the Lotus Bloom or the Mox? I think they're countering this. Hardcast Force Negation. Okay. That's a fine exchange. We pass. Because that put them off of a Tolarian Academy mana too. And I guess 2 Tolarian Academy mana with a Candelabra. So they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana at the moment. Which is a lot, but we can Dreadbore or whatever they play. Or not whatever they play, but many things they could play. Time Spiral. Okay. Pretty good replacement hand, especially with the Time Walk. Tolarian Academy is a problem, and we have no ways to kill it. We have a few ways to take their artifacts, but yeah, that's definitely an issue. I think we'll side in Pest Infestation here. It's a little hard to cast, but so strong. Ooh, so strong that I think it's worth it. Okay, oh man, this Tolarian Academy thing is a real issue. Hopefully this is a big creature, Hangerback Walker or something. Brain Geyser. They're drawing a lot of cards over there. Okay, how to proceed. Just playing Golos feels a little light, but I think it actually is the play. It's just such a good chance they're gonna kill us here, but we don't have any other action, and I want to like the way we win this game is by getting a really good time walk turn, and the way we do that is by developing our mana as much as we can first. So let's grab the Colonnade, place the Vitriome, and pass. It does feel a little silly to lose with Time Walk in hand, like Time Walk plus a lot of action. But if we just play like Time Walk into Iteration or something, I don't think that's good enough. So we'll see if they can kill us. And if they don't kill us this turn and we get to untap, I think we're in a phenomenal position. They get Time Twister, okay. If they're playing multiple draw sevens, maybe we're just supposed to play Time Walk as early as we can every time. Of course, we didn't know they had a second one. So what are we going to bring in? Pest Infestation, Third Path Iconoclast. Maybe Urza to play to the board. They evoke Muldrifter when they're about to play Time Twister. That's strange. I guess they're trying to just dig for more artifacts to make Academy even better. We can just spin Golos next turn if we break off of the Time Spiral. Man, really, really regretting not playing the Time Walk, though. Like, if we just went Time Walk, Preordained, Bone Crusher Giant, untap, then play Golos, we would be in a much better position. So they Time Spiral and then have how much mana left? Oh, Palancron. So they have infinite mana. Okay, this is an unfortunate situation where they're like 99% to win, but it's not guaranteed, and I want to see the win condition. So, assuming they just start spinning Palancron a bunch of times, I'm going to just pause the video for a little bit. But first, we'll just wait. They might just fire off something with a Shelldock that kills us. There's the Time Twister. Wait, they don't have enough mana for Palancron infinite mana now. That's hilarious. They do have Shelldock Isle, exactly. I would love to be able to Elspeth Conquers Death the Palancron, but right now that doesn't work because they do have enough mana to bounce it. But it looks like they're playing something else. Their deck looks pretty broken. Alright, 6 mana, what you got? Mind Desire for 5. Well, this could kill us. We'll see what they have. Land is a good start for us. Treachery. Oh, man. That's terrible. Treachery just wins. Right, because now they get to actually get infinite mana. Palancron taps for 6, or Tolarian Academy taps for 6. Yeah, this is definitely lethal. Wait, actually, is it? No, it's not. They don't have infinite mana still. Because Palancron costs 11 to play and replay. And their lands don't do 11 mana yet. We'll see what Shelldock Isle has in store for us. Brain Freeze. Okay, that does do it. Right, yeah, we don't have anything to do about that. Technically, it puts us down to 1 card, but we can't win from that position. Okay, so playing against some sort of weird storm deck. We'll bring in the Pest Infestation. It's tough on the mana, and there's not really a way to make it much better, but it's so strong that I think I will still play it. What do we not want? Treachery seems pretty bad. Do we want to play a forest? No, I think I'm just gonna play this, and then we have 3 sources with Golos, and we have Ponder Preordained to dig. Okay, I'll keep this. Duretti is really good against their deck. Let's lead on the Rogran Triome. So against the deck that has multiple draw 7s, we just want to do everything we can to play to the board, minimize their mana every single turn if possible. Of course, they have a Mox and a Rona. Yeah, not looking good. Hopefully no counterspell for the Duretti. But of course we're jamming here. We're not gonna not play our cards against this sort of deck, but they have the Spell Pierce. Yeah, I think we're like 20% to win from this position already. Hopefully I'm being overly pessimistic, but they have the mana advantage. They're able to filter through their deck, and their deck is just set up for this sort of game, and we have no real plays that are meaningful. Elspeth Conquers Death doesn't even do anything yet. I mean, hopefully they just don't find Tolarian Academy. That's really the card we need to worry about. So they can spend 5 to transform this into a 5/5. It's fine. Spellseeker, not bad. Fine Time Walk here. There's an argument to actually not even getting Time Walk and finding a way to kill the Rona. Oh, wait. We could get Pest Infestation. I actually think that's better. Discarding Candelabra. So I don't have their Tolarian Academy yet. So next turn, okay, they just play Signet. I mean, they're totally representing counter magic, but I think we just jam into their counter magic anyways. Which want to put them low on resources, taking cards out of their hand when they have Rona going does that as well. Okay, let's go Peatland and attempt this. Again, I think it's unlikely that this resolves, but if it does, then we're in a really good position. Please work. Bummer. They're down to one card. It's pretty likely to be a time spiral here, or a time twister, if they're discarding time spiral. But we'll see. They can flip Rona, but then we can just play Teferi and tuck it. Okay, they do transform Rona. This is looking good for us then. Let's go. Yeah, I guess we'll do that too. Shock. We go white. Nope. White, blue, whatever, whatever, whatever. Teferi. Tuck Rona. Suspend AV and hit for one and pass. And now if they time spiral, we're kind of ahead. Like we have just as much mana as them, but we have Teferi on board. I mean, they could certainly kill us at any point. That's the scary thing about playing decks like this. But I like our position, especially if we can find a way to kill one or both of their artifacts. Okay, do we want to play Golos or Elspeth first? I think Elspeth just threatens them more. Golos digs for... Yeah, let's play Elspeth. Golos can dig for like Kolagon's Command or Duretti. But I think I just want to give them as few turns as possible. They're certainly developing their mana well. Are they just jamming Palinchron? Rain Geyser for 5. Okay, that's bad. Now we need to find some action. I'm not going to sack this Nurturing Peatland here. Just because we're going to be drawing multiple cards. We can sack... Oh, nice. Okay, that's best case scenario, of course. So we'll draw. Um, plus... Hit them. And I think we're threatening to kill them next turn. Play Golos. For Colonnade. We untap 2 lands. Here. I guess I'll make them discard a card. I don't think discarding a card is very relevant, but I don't think dealing them 2 is either. So we'll do this. Target player discards... I mean... So you discard a card, and then we'll destroy your green source. Alright, and now what you got? You just drew a bunch of cards. They have 6 mana. We have 22 cards in our library. They pretty much need to kill us this turn. Starting with Probe is as good of a start as you can have. Helm of Awakening, yeah. I mean, this is definitely how it starts. Into Time Spiral, or, I mean, hopefully... Yeah, Time to... Okay, I think it's stressful. We'll see. They draw 2. They only have 2 mana now. Now they have 4 mana. Storm count is currently 3. Oh man, now Storm is 4, and they have 7 mana? No, 6 mana. Oh no. Storm is 5. Narset finds Remand. Remand only costs 1. They are still dead if they don't kill us here. If they have Brain Freeze in hand, then they win though, because they can go Brain Freeze us, Remand, Brain Freeze. They probably should have remanded their own Rona if they didn't have an answer. Okay, nice. Force of Will is a good one. So we cannot quite kill them now. Right? So if we animate Colonnade and swing with everything. Oh, wait, no, that actually does kill them. It's risky to do that. Because if they have something, we don't get to hold up Force of Will. But I think that is what we need to do. So let's start by tucking Golos. And then, yeah, animate Colonnade and hope for the best. I really wish we had one more mana. Nice. Okay, so we take down Storm in game 2. Oh man, round 3, game 3, as it should be. Let's bring in the Third Path Iconoclast to go a little lower to the ground. Also another blue card to pitch to Force, which is relevant. I don't think we want Toxic Deluge. It's okay against some... Yeah, that just doesn't seem like really what this is about. Um, how many black sources do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black. So I kind of want to go down to 6 black and add another green source. Oh wait, we don't have a basic swamp to cut. Okay, never mind then. Treachery still seems not great. It's okay against Rona. We could play Urza if we just want more things to play to the board quickly and we want more blue cards. Burst Lightning and Bone Crusher Giant do seem kind of bad, but I like having access to one burn spell that I can find off of Spellseeker. Maybe we cut Night's Whisper on the draw for Urza. Because Night's Whisper really doesn't hit that much that we've seen. Doesn't really hit Rona. Yeah, let's do it like this. I'm going to prioritize blue cards pretty highly here. I just never want to be in a situation where we lose because we have Force of Will and then like random kind of mediocre cards against them. Night's Whisper is good, but it's less good against a deck that has all these draw 7s. Cards that just like do nothing but build up your hands, go down in value in those situations. Ancestral Vision I think is slightly better. Okay, no green source here, but I will keep... It's a pretty bad hand, honestly, but I think you've got to prioritize hands that have functional mana. Candelabra on turn 1, alright. Glen is really good against them if we can cast it. But the thing that's annoying is they're probably just going to play Time Twister, and it doesn't even matter. We'll hopefully draw Mana Leak or Time Walk. Stomp. Alright, well, at least that's something we can do if they do fire off the turn 3 Time Twister here. I think I'm just going to stomp their face. And I'm just going to play Bone Crusher Giant here. Not an exciting play, but does get some pressure down. Really hoping to draw land, of course. We started with 3 lands and we are yet to draw one. Looks like a Brain Geyser for 2. That's fine. Now, if we draw land, we can do Glen. That would be amazing. Golos, brutal. That really sucks, actually. 4 straight non-lands. I think I will just fire off a Burst Lightning on their face end of turn. This is so painful, just looking at this hand of 7 cards and we can't do anything with it. Very unfortunate. Okay, now if we draw a land... Oh, if they have Treachery, it's so bad. Alright. So, what are we going to kill with Pest Infestation now if we do get the chance to do that? Emery, okay. That is something we'll definitely Burst Lightning. Emery's good with Sheldock Isle. Brain Freeze themselves. Okay. Time Twister down. Mind's Desire down. Okay, so they probably have Time Twist or Time Spiral under their thing. So we'll kill this, untap, and then really, really need to hit a land here. The game is probably over if we don't. Okay, Plains, not the land we wanted, but it is a land. Let's get the Glen down. Urza's just not nearly as high impact here. And then we'll see. I mean, it really just depends on what's under the Sheldock. If they have time Spiral here, the game doesn't end on the spot, but it's very likely over. But if we get to untap, then we are in a phenomenal position. Underworld Breach. Okay, that is just game, right? Should be. I'm gonna make them go through it just in case they mess up. They do need a kind of big Brain Freeze to kill us. Right now, how much mana do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. They can't kill us by just bobbling us a bunch of times. Storm count's 3 right now. They can, of course, Brain Freeze themselves to fill up their graveyard for more baubles. And then they would need to get to a Storm count of 10 to kill us, which is at 3 right now. I think that, yeah, they should have no real problem doing this if they play correctly, but they could misplay. They still don't have enough mana to go infinite with Palancron. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Storm is at 4 now. So now they probably Brain Freeze themselves. Okay, there's a Force of Will. We have interaction again. What are we pitching to the Force? All of these cards are pretty good. Now they know about it, but still, I mean, we're not going to counter the probe here. So many things kill us, including just a brain freeze at this point would almost definitely do it. Okay. Storm is 7. Ballista for 0. Kind of funny. Okay, so at this point, brain freeze kills us either way. So do we want to force of will their walking ballista to take them off of a draw? I think we actually do, weird enough. Because walking ballista also killed our Glen very well. So we'll go force pitching mana leak. I think leak is unlikely to be good in this position. Mine's desire for 10. So that exiles their entire deck, and then they take brain freeze. Yeah, this should do it. It's kind of funny. Like if we had a way to make, if we had like ancestral recall in our hand, we could actually win by making them draw a card at instant speed. But now both players are gonna have 0 cards in library, um, and I don't think there's any. I mean, this is enough, right? I guess I'll make it go down. But yeah, that is enough. Oh, tough game. So we fall in the finals here to Storm. Good Storm deck for sure. Underworld Breach is really good. Tolarian Academy is really good. Um, yeah, good game. Very interesting game for sure. We need, like, if they accidentally cast a Mole Drifter or something, we can win. That's what we're hoping for. Brain guys are targeting me for 0. Cast the Mole Drifter. Please, cast the Mole Drifter. All right. Good game. Good game. Losing to Storm. Oh well. Let's pull up the deck list. This deck was sweet. I think Storm is a bad matchup. We had like Leak and Glen and Force of Will, but that's a little bit light on the creature removal or the counter magic. The deck was sweet. We had so many cool gold cards, good sources of card advantage with Iteration and Night's Whisper, and Ancestral, good consistency with Ponder Preordain, solid removal suite, got the Deluge, some good top end. Really checked all the boxes. We spun Golos once, which is kind of a nice achievement unlocked. And yeah, it was just a pretty sweet deck and sweet league. I love these sorts of multicolored decks. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.